Kush, Phase, Lonely Stoner, Project. It feel like a movie. Rest in peace, Kobe. I like new kicks and new clothes.
What?
Highly offensive. Episode 58. You know what we do. Saturday here, so you know we had to come through. You know what I mean? Like chilling in the cut. You know what I mean? How's your week been, bro? Like it's been has it been as stressful for you as it's been for me? Because I really don't want to fucking go to work anymore, bro. I'm at that point.
Yeah, it's been pretty stressful. But you know, we're trying to coast and manage through it and hopefully get to a better place.
How's that coaching and managing working for you?
So what?
Like, how's all the coaching and managing been working for you? Like,
Great.
yeah, I haven't really had too much coaching and managing, but I guess I don't need it from their perspective. So, like,
Might be a good thing.
yeah, like, but I'm going to New York, getting the fuck out for a weekend, like next weekend. So that should be dope. I'm hoping it's safe travels, nothing crazy, goes on. Fucking, I know last time some nigga got shanked while we were shooting fireworks, so, you know what I mean, like, but at the same time, I think it's like one of those things, like, when you're around the right people, like, you'll be alright. You know what I mean? Like, it's always been like, nothing but love every time I've been out there, and hopefully it stays that way. Because I definitely love New York City. Like, fucking, it's one of the most fascinating places on earth to me. But
It's better than our little ass York.
yeah, but that's what happens when you're just York. That's why somebody came up and was like, nah, like, we need a New York. All right, like that old York, that shit wasn't hitting right. Like, it's definitely not hitting right now, man. With everything going on, with the White Rose is shutting down. And I was just like, it's crazy because round the clock is still thriving despite the governor telling them niggas to shut down. So like, I'm like, the one that follows the law is shutting down, and the one that ain't is thriving. Like, so
That's nuts.
it's crazy irony. I mean, that's what I mean, with when people support, you know what I mean, like, they support, you know what I mean, they kept the motherfuckers going. White Rose, like, and I mean, hopefully, the owner of the White Rose establishment gets compensated for that, and
hopefully.
his employees get unemployment, and but supposedly Trump's cutting that extra 600 every 2 weeks.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, supposedly he's cutting that, and he's trying to cut food stamps. So it's just like in one go, like, when we still in the middle of this fucking pandemic, like, and it's just like,
Is he able to do it without getting approval from anybody else?
no, I don't think so. Unless, I'm sure he could do it. I'm sure he could do it technically under executive orders, like over maybe martial law type restrict. I don't know if you've been seeing, but there's been a lot of military out there in the fucking in the cities, the major cities. Like,
I haven't seen.
yeah, and people are putting it all over TikTok. Somebody was talking about they seen jets being flown over the city, like, and there was like a little fire in the background. I don't know if they were doing like a test type shit out there, like, or what, but there's definitely some movement going on. So, and with this whole pandemic, it just all seemed kind of planned. Like, I was talking to Dad about it, of all people, today, and that's like the dopest shit. I remember when I got out the Navy, and I would tell Dad all them shit as a conspiracy theorist, and he was just like, yo, you need to stop paying that shit mind. Like you're gonna drive yourself nuts. Like that's you know what I mean. Like you gotta live for the moment, and that shit like stuck home with me, and you know now everything that like I used to say is starting to come true, and already like in so many ways, and it's so fucking scary because it's, for example, right, like when I was talking about all that shit, everything was happening like at a snail's pace, like you know, a little police brutality here, couple, you know, weird UFO events here, you know what I mean? Like, but then all of a sudden, like, 2020 came and it just spiked. And, like, with, like, I'm telling you, man, like, it all started with Kobe's death, yo. Like, once Kobe died, this year just went nuts. And it's just, like, it's been nonstop, just, like, crazy shit. All of the sex trafficking that's being exposed, fucking all that stuff. But you know, it's a great awakening. And you know, me and Dad were talking about now everything has been so nonstop, like with all the exposures of all the just everything that's going on in the background that we're not supposed to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like it's just to the point where now even he sees the corruption, the complete and utter corruption of, you know, the government, the, you know, just like all that chaos going on.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in that it's being provoked, that it's being like that we're at a point in time where things are just like rapidly happening, and it's just like, why now? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know that question. You know, we're still trying to live through, trying to, you know, with the cashless society creeping up on us. I don't know if you keep seeing them fucking signs, but I was at Walmart. I think it was West Walmart, and they had a coin shortage sign. For whatever reason, there's just a shortage of coins. Like, just like there was a shortage of certain foods for McDonald's, like beef. Like, did you notice like steak, egg, and cheese bagel just got completely disappeared off the menu, like for breakfast?
Oh, did it?
Yeah, you ain't noticed?
No.
Yeah, there's no steak. And I thought it was just the one McDonald's.
There's a steak shortage?
Yeah, for the like they have
So
a limited breakfast menu. Like
So there's a cow shortage or something.
no, there's no cow shortage. There's fucking cows all over the place. But for whatever reason, like McDonald's, their supplier, they just not they don't have it for the public. Like there's no steak, egg, and cheese bagels to be bought. No matter which McDonald's I go. So it's like, why, you know, stuff like that. Like like you would think there'd be all kinds of beef.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, sound like the cows got crowing and were dying by the hundreds. You know what I mean? Like,
No, that would have sucked.
bro, just imagine that.
That would have been worse than people dying.
I don't know about that, but
Well,
yeah,
I mean, in the sense where like there's a lot less cows than there is people. So if you take out all our cows,
no, I know. But don't be giving the government ideas either. You know what I mean?
well, I'm not saying just cows. I'm saying all animals in the sense cows aren't that essential. I'm
So
saying
you just gonna upgrade the idea? just take all our shit.
that's what I meant. I mean, I imagine if cows are dying, everything else is dying too. So
No, but like just picture like I don't know, man. Just like shit happen like that. Like you've seen like, you know, lots of birds falling out the sky, lots of fish showing up dead in certain places. Like, imagine just one day we were just like had a disease that just targeted cows, and there was just no beef nowhere, like no matter where you and except like maybe like clone beef, but then could you really trust it?
but you know what though? Like me and Leslie been watching some documentaries. More her, and I'm just there. But like, Cause I hate documentaries, but
Mm.
she loves them. So she'll be watching one about like I think like just wonders of the world. Oh, it was the one with Zac Efron. I forget what it's called.
Mm.
But they for potatoes, they're saving the DNA of potatoes to be in case that all potatoes were to ever go extinct, they would be able to reproduce seeds and then that's potatoes so that we can eat. Like they have a facility
Mm.
all like you go and then in the back end of it they have a freezer just full of just little carts full of DNA. Like just shelves up and down, aisles. Crazy.
Yeah, you know, I just had an even crazier thought, right? So what if like, you know what I mean, as we go further, let's say 2024, you know what I mean, like we got all kinds of crazy weather patterns just wiping out cities and fucking like all kinds of like agriculture and shit like that and whatnot. And the government was like, yo, you know what we could do though? Like we could start like tinkering. We could put like a, you know, vaccine in y'all that gives y'all like DNAs from all these different like vegetables, so that maybe you won't need to eat at all for extended periods of times. You could just absorb water and fucking carbon. You know what I mean? Like, and just like be like a plant like being or some shit like that. Like we could survive this famine if we just become like plants. But like secretly, like they're not gonna be plants. They're just gonna fucking eat us.
That's crazy. And there's been things coming out too about UFOs and stuff lately, right?
Yeah.
What was that the one video that we saw that some politician was saying that there was two aliens in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Talking about the defense minister from Canada.
I think so. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I mean that shit was fucking buried. You know what I mean? Because I don't remember that dude. And I used to look up into aliens and all that kind of shit. But for him to say that, you know, what I mean, our government is already in contact with ETs and getting technology from them is, I'm not gonna say wild because I mean this is what everyone's been saying for the longest, but like that came from someone at that position, like is
It's nuts.
yeah.
And it just blew over though.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I don't get.
There's, I mean, that's the thing is, right? Like, if we were in, I don't know, again, how versed you are with the simulation theory, but if, for example, like, you know, with all the CIA documents that are coming out on how our brains manifest reality and all that stuff, if like that stuff is true, right? And you know, hypothetically, this is a simulation, and you know, we wouldn't know that we were in one. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like for example, whoever runs the simulation would be like the programmer. Like, they'd be like outside of it, just like running their programs, like just to keep us like in this state of reality that we're in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they would never intentionally like allow themselves to be revealed like all the way, unless it was for their own purposes. You know what I mean? Like that's why, like, I don't know, that the fact that that guy even says some shit like that, like, and it's still like alive, and yeah, I mean, fucking.
Yeah, I want to find like the original video though, if I could, of that to see if, you know what I mean, like it wasn't a voiceover or nothing like that. But that's crazy.
Well, I mean, Snopes, that chick did a video where, you know, she got Snopes to fact check it, because Snopes is like the biggest.
Oh yeah.
So when it comes to aliens, man, like that's like, I don't know, man, like you know what? Fuck it, let's expound today on that. because I mean, like, we don't really have too much shit to talk about. So, like, what are your thoughts when it comes to aliens and science fiction theory? You know, the idea that we could be like in a holographic universe that everything is, like a video, essentially a super intense video game that we're stuck inside of. That you know is just so detailed that we just don't realize it. Because if we're at the point where we're advanced enough where we can create our own simulations and games that's so detailed that it pulls us into games, what makes us think that there wouldn't be such a greater being that could do the very same to us?
I'm not too how you say
Versed.
versed in the topic, to be honest with you, but um, do I think there's an extraterrestrial life out there? Of course. The one customer I was talking to, I was like, how is it possible that, you know, these people build these pyramids here with, technology that we have today? We can't even recreate that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, how's that possible? They told us that they used a pulley system with people.
Or the precision of certain things.
Yeah, how they cut the stone.
Those crystal skulls,
Mm.
like that are like just cut so perfectly that like it's just laser precision. Like there's just no way, fucking dude. Like, I mean, those motherfuckers were not that smart. Alright, like they ain't have no internet. They ain't have Google. They didn't have shit but chisels and rocks and fucking paintings to look of old shit. You know what I mean? Maybe a couple books here and there. Mm-hmm. And these motherfuckers created shit that we can't even do now.
That's nuts.
With every bit of fucking, like, with the lasers and fucking everything else we can fucking do the shit that these motherfuckers did. Like, these motherfuckers knew about the stars in a way that we don't. Like,
But
how?
But if you believe in aliens, then can you also believe in God?
I think it's possible.
And how so? How do you like justify their existence within what God created?
Because, like, you know what I mean? In the Bible, it talks about there being false gods. And it talks about, the devil trying to take over the world. And, you know what I mean? Like, trying to deceive mankind and tear mankind from God. And if, from what I know of the devil, we don't know much. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the fucking devil. You know what I mean? Like, if everyone knew shit about him, we would be all in church right now, like, doing our best to fucking get our ass off this planet. Like, but, you know what I mean? Like, if he were to exist, like, I would assume, like, he would never present himself in his true nature. He would present himself as everything but, and and the.
So do you think that the aliens?
I don't think they are what they present themselves as.
So then do you think that they're extraterrestrial or they've always been here?
I mean, from how my current belief system, right, which I am not, scholar, fucking, or anything like that. I'm just as a guy who went to church and didn't have all the answers, and so I went looking places for it. You know what I mean? Like, from how I believe things, like, nah, I don't think that extraterrestrials are real. Like, I don't think that they're real in the sense that, like, they travel through space, like how science tells us. You know what I mean? Like, I think that they're extra dimensional, that they exist in a higher dimension than us, and that's why we can't see them. Just like we can't perceive all the colors and the electromagnetic scope. Like, we just can't see, like, we're just dumbed down to the point that we can't see anything. That's why we can't see.
So it's happening around us?
Yeah, other than what they present themselves as. You know what I'm saying? So, like, um, it's it wouldn't be hard for creatures of that nature with that kind of power to, you know, do what they do. You know what I mean? Like to, for example, the UFOs, how like they maneuver in ways that we can't even fathom. Like you can't curve in space like through the air at a certain speed. G forces would kill you. You know what I'm saying? So like, what are their bodies made of that allows them to travel through the UFOs like they do? If they can't, I mean, I would think that if they're a physical living entity with corporeal flesh that you can touch, like that travels through space, you know what I mean? Like, I would think that they would have the same laws, not the same laws of physics, but
But if they're of a higher intelligence, they may have technology that allows them to, get past the laws of physics.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because with time, we've developed technology to get us, to fly faster and still be able to breathe. You know what I mean? People who fly jets and shit like that. So,
yeah, but to do what, I mean,
again, higher intelligence.
higher intelligence, of course, but yeah, how do you travel through space at the speed? Like for example, right? Like if they're traveling through space at light speed to get to us, which still would take a long time from all these other planets. Like, why wouldn't they like made themselves known by now? Like if you're taking your sweet ass time across the galaxy inside of a vehicle that is going warp speed, where if you come in contact with any particle, you just blow into bits, because that's how those physics work. Fucking, why when you get here do you do your best to just like not let nobody know you're here? Like, what sense does that make? You know what I'm saying? To just like
Maybe they're waiting. Maybe they're waiting for something. Maybe a plan.
But creatures of that kind of intelligence, you would think like if they went through the whole process of getting here, a plan was already made. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was just to show up, abduct.
Are we just talking about the same creatures that are from different dimensions, or that travel
I'm
from
saying
different
like
worlds?
we're talking extraterrestrials. Like if, for example, if aliens were extraterrestrials and they just travel from planet to planet, coming here for cows and people to put anal probes in and shit. Like,
So this is where you say like the holograms are what people are seeing, like when it comes to UFOs and shit like that.
well, I mean, if the CIA is correct and we live in a holographic universe, then you know what I mean. Is it so far?
What does that mean though? A holographic universe?
Like, in this that like everything is a simulation. That everything is light. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Um, you know, nothing is.
What it seems.
Yeah,
But in the sky or everybody?
And everybody. Like, for example, the idea is that we are like this body that we're in, this meat suit, is just like a puppet for super dimensional sentient being that where his existence, his dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we just go out realizing that without realizing that we're the. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know what I'm saying? Like
I gotta read that report. That's crazy.
Yeah, because
that was on the CIA report.
I just kind of skimmed through and tried to see that it was actually real, that there was a CIA document on the holographic universe, and and they were talking about Project Gateway and fucking like how our mind is a gateway to these other higher realms. You know what I'm saying? Like so, like I said, we're like this part of us is like just trapped inside this physical husk, and that it has this small aspect of us that can access all these things, and that all those things comes from like a much higher, you know, stronger, more powerful version of ourselves. Like, and that's really what they want to access is. I mean, like, it all comes down to wanting to become gods. You know what I'm saying? That it's not enough for them to be human. So, you know, they have to try to go beyond and do whatever they have to do, get as much knowledge, which is what comes down to the original sin of the devil. You know what I mean? Like,
So, but what do you think the aliens are still though?
I mean, to me, they're fallen angels that they pretend they just take other.
But aren't they
Uh,
like, according to the Bible or something like that? Weren't they locked up or some shit?
Whether they're locked in a certain place, but what if Earth is that certain place? Or, you know, for example, what if they're locked in a place, but they're projecting
Mm.
their a version of themselves on here.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because if they're of that higher into higher frequency and being, then with I mean, just think about astral projection. They admit astral projection is real. Like that remote viewing is real. That which I told you I experienced myself in New York, like or the astral projection that I experienced at Waterford. Like, I mean, I just thought I was crazy for a while. I just thought that like I was just dreaming or like for the longest time, like I thought like maybe like I just hallucinated it all through like dreams and shit. To know that this and that shit is some real shit, like kind of scares me because it all comes down to like, you know, that we don't access it that side of us, not consciously.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, how do you bring out your own inner Latin power? Like, how do you see the world as it really is? How do you wake up from your dream? Every day I keep looking for the answers, like thinking one day that like shit's just gonna happen. It never does, and it's just like just waiting around, waiting for shit to happen. Like, every day it feels like we're getting closer and closer. There's some shit happening. Like, and it's just like, it feels like my spirit is on unease. That like
At ease.
unease.
Oh.
That like I know, like it just feel like deep down I feel like something is about to happen. I don't know what. Like, but I never could imagine a fucking disease was just gonna like shut the world down.
Yeah.
Like, I never imagined.
But do you think that the conspiracy people are saying that it's a one that's also a pandemic, but that the numbers are being inflated? Cause did you see that video about that the I don't know who it was, like the health secretary or some bullshit. She was saying that what was considered like a COVID death was if somebody died with COVID, like being COVID positive, basically. So it's not because like not all these tests are because they died of COVID.
I mean, how does that apply though? Like, but what if you were in a car accident and had COVID? Like, does that count as
Yeah,
as
I was-
COVID? Like,
I wish I could find that video, man. That shit was crazy.
my plane crashed. He died of COVID. Like,
Yeah,
I drowned. That COVID got him.
Guess what,
Like,
bitch? Coronavirus!
like I don't know if I do or don't believe it, but it's definitely crazy that you said that.
I mean, do I think that they're inflating the numbers? Yeah. I think they're trying to scare the shit out of us so that they can enforce martial law, enforce all this shit that they're doing to us now.
Cause that one politician, I forget what her name was too. We covered it like weeks ago. And got fired because supposedly they wanted her to add numbers to in Florida, and she wouldn't approve. I forget who it is. I gotta look it up.
I don't know, man. Like, it's just something about this whole coronavirus that just seems like bullshit. But not like not that it doesn't exist, but that like it's just I don't know. Like I just don't get how like
Look, this came out June 29th, 2020. Rachel talks to Rebecca Jones. So Rebecca Jones was a lady, a scientist who was fired from Florida's health department, who is now publishing a coronavirus dashboard of her own to track the state's COVID-19 cases. See if they say why. So what happened then? I was asked by DOH leadership to manually change numbers. This was a week before the reopening plan officially kicked off into phase 1. I was asked to do the analysis and present the findings about which counties met the criteria for reopening. The criteria followed more or less the White House panel's recommendations. Oh my God.
that's where they lose you. They be word. They put too much words, and that's why you be like that ass not paying really reading that shit. Cause that's what happened when I was reading that CIA document. Like it was just so many words in there. Like
it looks like they actually wanted to her to exclude some COVID cases. She got fired.
But I don't know. It's just something weird about this whole COVID shit. How
But just because she got fired for that reason doesn't mean that they didn't tell, everybody else to do it differently. Because that's how you know they wanted to manipulate something. So you can't trust them for shit.
I mean,
It's not a one-time thing.
I don't trust the government for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, once like I started realizing that chemtrails was a real thing. Like, I don't even know that what I'm seeing is real anymore. Like, the government could be at such a technologically advanced state where they could induce my reality for me. You know what I'm saying? Like in the sense that like, by putting enough shit in toxins in the air. Like for example, oxygen is a drug. You know what I'm saying? Like if not oxygen, hydrogen. So you know what I'm saying? Like chemically broken down. You know what I mean? Like when you do certain drugs, it makes you perceive things differently. You know what I'm saying? When like you put fluoride in the water, it makes people more obedient, more passive. Fucking, there's so many ways. They've done so many experiments by now, and done so many things that like I don't even trust the shit I see. You know what I'm saying? Like I trust enough of the world. Like don't get me wrong. Like I'm not trying to sound like a complete crazy like person who's like, oh, nothing is real. You know
This
what I'm
is the
saying?
Matrix.
But like, I don't know. I don't. I know that I don't know enough of what they're doing, and from what I know, it's fucking nuts. Like the technology that they got, like the Project Bluebeam to be able to project, Allah to the Muslim people and be able to talk to them and be like, obey me. Like that was in their plans, my nigga. Like, imagine God just like, or what you think is God just popping up now, just showing up like, what's up? Not what's up really, but but making you like feel and look like he was God and just like repent and make you bow down and shit like. And
So we should be like researching government conspiracies since like the beginning of the 1900s, and try to connect the dots and see what they're trying to do. like who the families are and this and that. Like see if you find the
I mean,
lineage.
people do, and then it's just like they try to discredit them, or you know what I mean, like.
No, I'm just saying just for us, just so we can
Mm.
know.
Nah, I know what you mean. We definitely can look a lot more deeper into it, but I mean, there's the ties are there since Project Paperclip. Ever since the Americans brought the Nazis over and put them in power, like NASA. You know what I mean? Like I don't trust shit.
Hmm.
Like if you tell me that Nazis were ever in charge of NASA, like and they were like all about propaganda, you can't tell me shit. like that, like everything you say cannot be trusted.
I wonder how much NASA is worth. And who owns NASA? Is this the government does?
Yeah, it's a government agency.
Is it?
6 people own the media.
Mm-hmm.
6 companies own the media. Fucking. If, for example, like, do you believe in the moon landing? Like, do you really believe, like, the story that like we just hopped on a rocket, shot to the moon, went there a couple times, and we just never went back for whatever reason?
Yeah, I mean it's weird that we don't go back. That I won't hold it, to it because that it's weird that we don't go back.
You would think that Ray the rich are.
They should have discovered a way to do it faster by now and.
Well, they would have put motels up on that bitch that were like
Yeah.
super expensive, like $1 million a night type, like Westworld shit. Like, come to the moon, fucking have a blast, escape Earth for a weekend. Like, bruh.
$1 million.
And trying to set something up to go to, like, maybe not Mars, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe Mars, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like, to set up a little camp out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and start trying to, if Mars is such shit that, like, it can't stay in life, you would think they would be trying to find ways to, like, fuck with that bitch. Be like, that's a resource, nigga. That is a giant space rock that ain't nobody touching because, you know what I mean? Aliens ain't around, supposedly. So, you know what I mean? Like, there's just too much shit that, like, with how much technology goes into making movies as is, you can't tell me that it's so far-fetched to believe that everything that we see from them is partly movies or mostly movies that shot somewhere on Earth and they just make it look like, you know what I mean, it's some real shit. Like, and I mean, I know it's fucked up to try to discredit it, like, so much work and effort that certain people have done, you know what I mean, for NASA and
What do you, but you believe that we're in orbit around the Earth, though, right? Like we have space stations around the Earth, or a space station, I guess.
I don't even think so. I think we have like satellites way up top, going at the highest point so that you can.
Oh, so you don't think there's an outer space?
Nah.
So you think we're the only planet?
I think we're in a dome, like inside a fucking.
So it's not like a galaxy.
I don't know what it's like out there, but I know I feel like we're in a fucking giant fishbowl, and there's
Like SpongeBob.
lights above us. You know what I'm saying? And they say that those planets and I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I just know that it doesn't seem like we've been up there. Like it doesn't seem like
I'll give it to you. It's weird that they haven't gone up there. And when was the last trip that we took up there?
I want to say like 73 or something like that. Maybe 77. I don't know. But I want to say like 7, like one of the Challenger missions or some shit like that. Fucking. The Challenger was when I blew up, my man. So, rest in peace to all those people that died. But
December 1972.
yeah. So we went to the moon in '69, and in 3 years we was done. Like we did everything we could. We need nothing more from it. Like I don't believe that bullshit, bro. I feel like they were just in a space race with Russia.
Oh, And it says the United States is the only country to have successfully conducted crewed missions to the moon, with the last departing the lunar surface in December 1972.
You think Russia by now wouldn't have put some people up there?
Let me check if any other country.
If any other country even tried?
Mm-hmm.
That would be weird if no one ever even just tried. Like, no, we good. America's been there. They got the flag down. You can't go up there once the flag down.
Missions to the moon have been conducted by the following nations and entities: Israel and the European Space Agency, India, Japan, Luxembourg, China, the Soviet Union, and the United States.
But did they put people on that? But the U.S. was the only one that put people on the moon.
That's what they made it seem, but it seems like no. Let me see. When did China? Oh, yeah. It looks like they. I don't think they've ever landed people on the moon. We're the only country that landed on the moon. Everybody else was spacecrafts and rovers and bullshit.
That don't sound suspect.
I mean, as far as this says, I mean, we have to research that one, but that's crazy if that's true.
That sounds like they full of shit, man. Like,
Because you can't tell me China is not more advanced
now
in technology now
to do some shit like that.
than we are now.
Yeah. Well, not even just that, but to just be able to land there, period, and just like do some shit. Like, and by now, like, bruh, China got like how many fucking billion people? You don't think that they're fucking people would be like, nah, we need to find a way to get these niggas out. 4 billion people? No. 2 billion, you got to go.
So, so you don't think there is a moon?
Bro, I don't know.
You think it's a projection?
I do not know. Because all that shit is just light. Like I told you, right? Isn't it fucking weird, right? That supposedly the moon shines by the sun's light, right? It's just, reflected onto the moon and the moon onto us. But, like, when the moon's up there, like, it's like a standalone light. Like, it's not like the sun where it illuminates more shit. It's just, darkness and, like, just a little light bulb in the sky. And a couple of, dots around it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, but it's not like it doesn't give enough illumination.
But you gotta think about it. The main source of energy is the sun, and it's just a reflection. Like, it's not that the moon don't give no light, but the sun is just that powerful that the light reaches the moon and reflects off. So it's not gonna give us like any. It's not gonna be like super bright where it's not gonna illuminate the sky, or it's not gonna give us any kind of a heat. You know what I mean, or anything like that.
Well, no. But think about it, right? Like, if it's just a reflection, right? And the moon is just some giant space rock that doesn't give off light. Why does it glow so bright? But the moon is one of the most mesmerizing things that I like in the sky. That I like when I see it and when it goes through its change. But I mean, like when it's a full moon and that bitch is out there just stunting on us from high above. Like that bitch is bright and beautiful, like a sun, except not, because it's not a sun. It's just supposed to be some rock that just bounces light off like a mirror. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like,
That's a little weird.
you know what I mean? Like, why don't stars, if bounce off that more light? You know what I mean? Like to other shit then, right? If the stars are like mini suns, that like, why isn't the whole fucking space just lit up all the time? If all this light is just constantly just bouncing all around us throughout the galaxy. There's even bigger, supposedly bigger suns than our sun.
How far away though?
Supposedly super far away, blah, 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 that sort of shit. But just think about, when we look at the sky, we see countless and countless and countless of stars. and all these stars are just little dwarf stars that like could turn to a sun one day, but it's just whatever the fuck. You would think with as many stars as are in space, like the infinite amount of stars, plus the moon, that bitch should be pretty lit up. That shit's not. Like,
I mean, during the day.
no, at night. Like, even during the day, like,
Sometimes at night it'd be like, you ever like go out and it's like, I don't know, like 9, 10 o'clock, and for some reason like the sky is like super light,
yeah.
but it's like it's dark, it's black, but it's like super light.
But that's like here, like on our level, like because it's still reflecting off the waters and all that bullshit. That's why the sky's blue. You know what I mean? But it's like for as many stars as there are in space, as many, you would think that I would think that bitch would be more lit. Like, I'm just saying, like this is why you need to ask questions.
Maybe that's what the fourth Matrix is about. I can't wait till it comes out though. I'm not even gonna lie. I love Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Keanu Reeves.
If you can get us some tickets to the premiere, you know what I'm saying? We would be much appreciative. You know what I mean? I know it's not happening. But
That would be nice though.
yeah. If our fans, if we had fans out there, and y'all can at Keanu Reeves. Oh, he doesn't even have social media. Nah, because he's one of those people that just like tries to be private and just stay off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know like I said, I don't know what's real anymore. You know what I mean? Like once chemtrails started, it made me really start wondering, because it was like, if they're spreading aluminum in the sky and we inhale all that shit, like, how do you know that, like, what we see isn't what we see actually think we is? Or, like, they could turn the skies into a giant TV screen. You know what I mean? Like, and they're just making movies in the sky, and that's what UFOs are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's so many questions I have, because it just seems weird that these niggas ain't here yet.
And maybe those birds just getting stuck in the sky is just part of the hologram or something. Because how do you explain that shit though? I wonder if that's real. Those videos of those birds getting, when they like it just like freeze in the sky. You haven't seen them on Facebook? The videos of the birds that are flying that literally just stop and glitch and freeze in the sky.
No, I've never seen that. That would be like, all right, come on, bro, we in a simulation type. Like, for me, that'd be like evidence enough alone. There's even points where the wings stop flapping and the bird doesn't like drop or nothing.
It's a video. I got it.
I feel like the birds aren't even real.
That's so creepy. That's probably just like an explanation that the wind is just.
Maybe he's looking for something. There he goes.
Whoa, that was weird. He just dropped. That's.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Like,
That's not crazy.
and that's crazy. Like, bro, and it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what this is anymore. Like, I thought I knew. I thought what I knew what being a human was on Earth. I do not know anymore. I do not know shit. The only thing is I believe in God, and I'm trying to hold on to that shit for like a life raft in a sea of unknown. So it's gonna be scary, bro. Like, cause like there's like a text. I mean, there's a verse where like Christ is saying like in the end time, it's gonna be like the days of Noah. And like in the days of Noah, that's when the Nephilim were around. That's when like all the fallen angels were here, partying up, fucking bitches and shit, and getting in trouble. Like, if these times were like anything like that, that shit would be wild. And like, just like God-like beings on Earth all the time, bro. Like, just around you, just like whenever you just or what if they start asking for sacrifices and fucking
Nah, I'm good.
like
Go back to where you came from.
I don't think that's how that works at that point.
Vamush.
Clap clap.
I don't believe in you no more. Good day.
So you little kid trying to put a sign over you. That's why I say, yo, like, do we really want to know, like,
What?
what's out there, like, because if they come in, we
not
find
really.
out, like, or just picture some shit, yo, like Attack on Titan, bro. Some big, tall, fucking monsters just reaching up, just grabbing you and your kids, just snatch.
It'd be dope if I was already trained. I'm good. I'm protecting my family. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, I think that's what you think until you're that one guy that's like just getting training did not matter.
Nah, not for me, nigga.
You're like,
But
nah, I'm Aaron. I'm Aaron.
I'm from the same
I'm
strand.
the main character.
Nah, I don't want Aaron's story because he had to watch his mom. Nah, I'm
Yeah,
good.
It's pretty dark.
I'll take what's his name? Captain Levi's story. That nigga's a fucking beast.
Yeah, I think he had to watch his mom go too. Like,
Yeah, but he's a beast. He's better than the Aaron.
but yeah, nah,
Better than
yeah.
Mikasa.
I don't know if he's better than Aaron, like in a sense, like overall, like. Cause
But did he die? Levi?
No,
I thought he croaked.
nah, that's what they want you to think.
Oh, they haven't revealed that if he has or hasn't.
Oh, he real. He's good. He chilling.
He not injured, none.
Oh, he injured.
Like lost a limb or something.
I mean, it might be spoilers for the people for them, but yeah.
They gonna make that nigga a glove or something. Watch.
Yeah, they gonna modify some shit for that nigga. Like, it's Captain Levi.
Yeah,
Like,
we need to get him something like. That's half the army right there. Half the military there.
You know, I was thinking of Jamie from Jamie Lannister have the Golden Glove.
Damn, I feel bad for that nigga.
They roasted that nigga for a whole.
What did he lose it for again?
Remember he got his hand chopped off for saving Brienne Tar?
Oh, for saving her?
Yeah, because he stopped her from getting raped or something like that, and then like they're like, oh, he tried to pull the my daddy's rich card, and it was like, alright, them hands look nice though,
Oh,
but
I wonder what they did with the hand though.
I don't know, probably some nasty, depraved things.
It reminds me of so much. Like even when like Arya ate that, or not ate. She made them meat pies out of the guy's son and fed it to him. That's disgusting.
But they was killing it, you know what I mean, until he found out, you know what I mean?
Huh?
Like, he was killing that pie.
Oh
So he found out
yeah.
it was his kids, like,
Ooh, can you imagine finding out you're eating your kids?
and they was tasty on top of that. Like,
I should have thought about this a long time ago.
I don't know, that shit's fucked up. Game of Thrones is,
That was on level, whole different level.
you know, like, that's why I was so tight they fucked it up those last couple seasons. Like, they should just got rid of fucking those two pricks, DB Wise and
I still-
Dan Benioff.
But I still don't understand why they rushed it.
Because they was trying to go to Star Wars. That was it.
Why don't you give it to another two directors?
Because they wanted it to end it on their terms, their way. Like, so it was just like, no, we gonna end it in this amount of time, and you know what I mean. It was they just fucked it up, man. Like, and like HBO is stupid as shit because they're just like they're trying so hard to capitalize off the franchise that well, here's some prequels, here's some bitch, nobody give no fucks about the prequels.
Yeah, not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, we gave a fuck about Jon and Daenerys and Arya and fucking, you know what I mean? Like the Hound and all the characters that just made that shit dope. And I'm not saying that like they shouldn't have ended it, but they should have like ended it right.
Yeah.
Like just you built something so fucking great. So it's a world so magical and so beautiful, like, why wouldn't you give it the ending it truly deserved? Why, like, once you saw these niggas was trying to bounce and go to Star Wars, why didn't you just be like, you know what? I don't like the outline for the next couple seasons, bro. Like, we just go ahead and go to Star Wars. We got this. We'll get the guy, the fat guy who wrote this. You know what I mean? Like, to chip in on the script or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. But just like I don't get why they never made video games. Like, just capitalized off that. Like, I would have died.
You would have played the video game?
Fuck yeah, but even if they didn't make, like, for example, like,
if you could choose your clan?
yeah, like, make your own characters, choose your own clan, and just, like, exist in the world of Game of Thrones. Like, Dead,
That'd have been massive, like, online.
Red Dead style. Bruh. But no, they didn't. Like, they, you know what I mean? Like, there is so many things that they could have done if you know what I mean, they just done it right. But they didn't have a nigga like me on their team. You know what I'm saying? Like, to you know what I mean, show them the right way. But there's a lot of, that's what sucks about those big companies, that they, you know, they start off good because they know what we want. And then once we want it, they're like, oh yeah, we're not giving you what you want. We're giving you what we feel like. Like Red Dead. You know, it's gotten down to the point on Red Dead where players are dressing up like clowns and they're just like trolling the people on the server that play and shit. Like, it's just to like piss off Rockstar and be like, since y'all won't give us what we want, fuck you. We're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, but it's always about the people. You know what I mean? You always gotta be mindful of what the people want because they're the consumers. You know what I mean? Like, same thing with Goya. Like, not being mindful of the consumers. Not that you can't have free speech, but you have to be mindful of the consumers. Thank you for tuning in.
This wasn't our typical podcast, but
The aliens.
conversations.
Yeah, I mean,
We hope that you guys have a great weekend. And isn't it a holiday? Nothing a holiday, right? Enjoy the weekend.
highly offensive 58. We out.
J Kush, Phase, Lonely Stoner, Project. It feel like a movie. Rest in peace, Kobe. I like new kicks.